Hi everybody, Jill here. Welcome to my channel. We're having a wig chat today and we're taking a look at one of the most popular synthetic wig styles, I really think, across the board. It is definitely one of them, I think, and it is Raquel Welch's editor's pick. But we're taking a look at it in the most recent offering in the line, and it is offered in 100% hand-tied cap. This just came out not too long ago, and we're going to take a look at it today. So here she is, right here on my head. This is editor's pick, the hand-tied cap, and this is Shaded Biscuit. Now, I did put this on my head, obviously already, and I broke up kind of that crisscross part, and I have fluffed it up a little bit, but not a lot, because I wanted you to see really what this looks like kind of right out of the box. Most of my wig chats, that's what it's all about, really, is literally just setting it on my head so you can see what you deal with when you put a wig right out of the box on your head. I can tell you right off the bat, as you may have already heard from perhaps other wig reviewers out there, this one definitely has more curl to it. It is for sure, just in general, more curl. I kind of like it in areas, but then down here, it's just a little much. I think it's even calmed down just the littlest bit since I've had this on my head, and it will, guys. Don't forget, you're taking a wig right out of the box. It's very fresh and new. May even have a little bit of box hair there somewhere. So give it a little time, especially these ones that have some curls, some wave, different pattern, sort of whatever's going on. It will drop in time, and if you're like me and it's just a little much, then keep it out of the box. If you don't plan on wearing it, keep it out of the box, put it on like one of those racks. I like putting my wigs on a dryer rack. I don't own any sort of heads or styrofoam heads or anything, but those dryer racks work great. And if you just set them on there for a few days, I mean, gravity alone will kind of tame it a little bit. So before I really get into this, I want to go ahead and do a spin so you guys can see what this looks like all the way around. Find a color that you really like in a line, the least you can eliminate that, and you know you're going to love the color. So there are a few colors actually in the Raquel Welch line that I do like, and this is my favorite. This is Shaded Biscuit. It does have, a kind of a darker root. It always seems to come off a little darker through filming, probably the lights and the depth of the shadows and whatnot. But, again, around the face, it's not super stark because of how Raquel Welch intertwines the lighter colors right up against your skin. So you don't have to worry about that. But it is a bit of a darker root. If you don't like that, you might not like that in this color. They do offer biscuit, which is without the root, but you get to enjoy the rest of the color. So if you are not a root person, they do offer this color without a root. Why do I like rooting in my wigs? Even if I go a non-blonde color, I still like a shadow there at the base. And the only reason why I do is because to me, it sort of pushes a little bit more of that realism, and people just, I don't know, it gives me the sense of giving one more element that this couldn't possibly be a wig. And rooting does that, I think, for me, in my opinion. The other reason why I like rooting is because it hides wefts if you aren't wearing 100% hand-tied cap. Rooting the little bit darker root down in there in the base does hide some wefts in there. And if you're like me and you like to style your wigs, kind of put them up, again, if this had wefts, I don't have to worry too much about that because the darker root does kind of hide that. But this is 100% hand-tied cap, so I don't have to worry about wefts at all because this entire cap is hand-tied. Literally every strand, every fiber is hand-sewn in this cap. That's why, you know, these are definitely going to be expensive. Now these bangs are wispy. They're not like a full heavy bang if you're not familiar with Editor's Pick, but I love them because they're light, they're razored out really nice, so generally they do want to behave for you. A little hairspray will help kind of help that behave even more, but I love this little bit of a wispy bang in Editor's Pick. You can choose to kind of not even showcase that bang at all and kind of push it up. And again, you can use just a little maybe bit of hairspray to keep them up and out of your way. Because there's not a lot of them and they're so wispy, they're easy to just sort of push here and there. And I love that little bit about this style. So this has this monofilament top and it goes from here to here. So that means you can part this anywhere you want. It is really cute, isn't it? I'm enjoying this already better than the original to me. The original has quite a bit of permatease, whereas this is 100% hand-tied, so it's going to fit a little closer to the plane of your head. The other one has quite a bit of permatease, and I felt very wiggy in it right off the bat. Now, when you put a new wig on, you're gonna feel wiggy even if it's something like this. I mean, you just have this transition period with just any new wig for the most part. Not every time, but more times for me than not, I do have this transition period. And that's when, to get comfortable wearing it out and about, I may have to put some stuff in it and then go out a few times doing different things, and then eventually I'll warm up to it. My eye will too, and then I can, you know, just wear it any old way like this and be okay. So I'm not getting that so much with this. I'm not feeling, even though it's quite a lot of body and lots of curls, I'm not feeling quite as wiggy, I don't think, in this one, the 100% hand-tied. So yes, even though we have a little wispy bang there, so you can go up and off, you know, which I really do like doing with a lot of my wigs, getting it up and off the forehead there, even on the sides, because you might as well take advantage of this gorgeous lace front. And once again, it just pushes that realism. You have this beautiful, beautiful lace front. Now this lace front, guys, this lace front is temple to temple, from here to here. And it looks like it's just growing right out of the top of your head, just right out of the scalp. So you have this sense of security knowing that even if the wind blows, even if you had your bangs kind of down here and you felt, you know, better having them down, if the wind blows, when you have a lace front like this, you're okay. And boy, Raquel Welch does these lace fronts really, really well. So I never, ever have to worry about being disappointed with a lace front on any of these wigs. One thing about this kind of wavy, beautiful, what we got going on here with a color like this, and I have to say, all of Raquel Welch's colors, at least that I've seen in person, are very dynamic. A lot of highlights, lowlights, and I love that. I love dynamic colors in my pieces, and this Shaded Biscuit is definitely one of them. When you have a style like this that has so much dimension in and of itself, it really brings these colors to life, and it highlights the highlights and the lowlights, you know, in a style like this. So I'm going to give you guys a tip, and if you're a seasoned wig wearer, you already know this, but pay attention to the color of wig you're wearing, and definitely pay attention to the rooting. If you have a light wig like this one and the root's a little darker, remember that base color, that root color is supposed to represent your natural color. So definitely do that with your eyebrows. If you never do your eyebrows, if you wear wigs and you're sort of experimenting with these colors, if it has a root, or you're even experimenting with some pretty blondes and auburns, remember your eyebrows. If they're mousy brown and light and you're into the auburns, or you have kind of a darker root color going on, that needs to translate with your eyebrows. Otherwise, it's just not going to look right. And there's going to be that little bit of you know, the brain is not going to compute that very well at all. So don't forget that your eyebrows should definitely be a cohesive look with the piece that you're wearing. So movement is a positive. You have much natural movement with a hand-tied cap. It's going to give you more styling options because you don't have to worry about exposing wefts. They are going to sit closer to the plane of your head. I mean, look we've got curls here, obviously, but this in here, right to the plane of my head. I like to lift and kind of get body, but that's something that happens with hand-tied caps as well. A lot of women think they're more comfortable, and sometimes that's not the case, but in general, I hear that a lot. Hand-tied caps are the only way they go because they feel like they're more comfortable. And that is something that's very individual, and only your journey is going to reveal, as you experiment more and more with different cap features, what you prefer. So all of this is just so individual. They definitely, for me, are warmer in general. Hand-tied caps are warmer. And that's no matter if they're short styles or not. It's just the construction for me. However, they do itch less. Hand-tied caps for me give me less itching. And that's a huge positive thing. Again, all in all, I am loving this hand-tied version a little better than my editor's pick. I hardly ever wear that one because I feel quite wiggy in it. You know, and so I will wear it from time to time, but I always have to put something in it, whether it's a headband, pull it back, tuck it behind my ears, mush it down just a little bit. But I just hardly ever wear my editor's pick, sadly. I drag it out from time to time, but it's definitely not one down far on the list that I'll grab. This one, I'm feeling a lot different in this one. And I don't know, I am, at first I wasn't liking the extra curls, honestly, but they're growing on me and they're dropping a little as it's on my head. But I don't know, this one is giving me a different experience, and I don't know, I feel a little better in this one.